It's now my pleasure to introduce to you our second speaker for the afternoon, Greg Hart from the Department of Political Science. Mr. Hart is graduating magna cum laude. He's a member of the James Scholar Honors Program and was recently elected into the Phi Beta Kappa Society. He has a strong passion for public policy and government, exemplified in his academic and professional experiences. He spent the last 3 summers working in Washington, D.C., first at the White House, and then at 2 leading government relations and communications consulting firms. Mr. Hart's senior honors thesis explored the historical role of negativity in U.S. presidential campaign advertisements. His goal is to be a public servant, either an elected official or in some other public service role. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Greg Hart.
Thank you, Dr. Muller. Members of the faculty, proud parents and guests, and most importantly, my fellow graduates of the class of 2010. Today, all members of the Illinois community join us in celebrating a day most of us never thought would come as quickly as it did. A day filled with happiness, intellectual fulfillment, and a sense of profound accomplishment. For our long, dedicated, and strenuous efforts have culminated in the achievement of a goal that for most of us was 4 or more years in the making. The attainment of a degree from one of the best research universities in the world. Now, this is not an accomplishment that should be taken lightly. Yes, for some, graduating college was the logical next step in what seemed as an endless, mandatory progression of schooling. However, for others, it was a life-changing opportunity and the realization of a dream fulfilled. However, for too many others, graduating college will remain a dream unfulfilled. We must understand that after we walked across the stage today and received a piece of paper that will profoundly change our lives for the better, we also join an elite group of only 20% of Americans that have had the same opportunity. Knowing this, we must have a special sense of gratitude for the people who guided us throughout every point of our journey. Our parents, our family, our extended family, and our close friends. Without the compassion, love, and support of these special people, our college graduation would not have been possible. So let us not forget that during this joyful day, we should take time out and return the thanks and love to the ones who made this event possible for us in the first place. Still today, as we say goodbye to the university that we once called home, our sense of elation may also be supplemented by bittersweet feelings. For commencement is not just a day when we willingly move forward, turning the page to the next chapter of the exhilarating novel that is life. It is also a day during which we reflect on the chapter we just lived. A chapter that we won't likely remember by the classes we took, the books we read, or the grades we received, but rather by the relationships we formed in the process. These relationships are what molded us into the people we are today, and they're what will continue to mold us into the people we will become in the future. We must cherish these relationships and hold them close to our hearts, for they will be the only lasting piece of our wonderful experience here at Illinois that will remain with us throughout the passage of time. The friendships we formed with fellow students, whether through classroom activities or student groups, or with one of our fantastic professors here at Illinois, either through office hours or regular class periods, or participation in an independent study project. These are the tokens of our collegiate experience that will help us realize that people and community are what matter in life. Not the higher salary our degree will most certainly earn us, or the things we can buy with that salary. As social scientists by training, we spent the duration of our time here at Illinois examining society and looking for ways to explain recurring phenomena. Now, I understand that all of us just finished finals, but graduates, I think we have it in us to spend just a few more seconds of brain power before we hit the off switch for the summer. So doing this, let us right now consider the society that we all belong to, our global society. When we do this, we realize the world in which we live today is much different from the world that existed when we entered college 4 years ago. Over the past 4 years, our global society has witnessed the accomplishment of feats many previously viewed as unattainable. The invention of phones on which we can watch live television. The election of the first African-American president of the United States. the ascension of the first Latina to the Supreme Court, and perhaps most unbelievably, the participation of our own Fighting Illini football team in the Rose Bowl. I still can't believe it, but it's great. Yet, we've seen our fair share of disappointments during our time here in Illinois as well. Today, we enter the real world on the heels of the most severe economic crisis our country has seen since the Great Depression. A crisis that claimed millions of livelihoods and countless more dignities in the process. If there's one thing we've learned from our social science education here at Illinois, it's that society will always have problems. That is, until one of us fixes them. So let us use our first-rate social science education not only to examine society and look for ways to explain its problems, but to examine society and look for ways to solve its problems. Let us leave this institution with the desire to not only serve our own interests, but the interests of societies. Class of 2010, if one were to look out at the crowd of us gathered here today, one would see many different faces. Faces young and old, black and white, Hispanic and Asian, familiar and unfamiliar. However, that's not what I see when I look out at our graduating class today. What stands out to me is the sight of a new generation ready to take the reins. A generation that is ready to accept the charge to lead our society through times both good and bad. A generation ready to lead America and all of our homelands in finding solutions to society's most pressing problems. A generation ready to lead the world into the future and beyond. In class of 2010, lead we will. Congratulations to my fellow graduates, and thank you very much.